Practice community.
We made it. Perfect. Okay, so eating the rainbow and home cooking. First of all, I'm so excited that you're all here today. And I really appreciate you being here because this was rescheduled from last week. There's been a ton of things going on. And for those of you that don't know, I want to tell you a little bit about my journey with food and why this is such an interest and a passion of mine. So I have been a yoga teacher for a long time. I've been sober for about, it's going to be coming up on 4 years this April. And one of the main reasons why I quit drinking alcohol was because of my mental health, because alcohol was really impacting my mood. And I was really struggling with anxiety and depression. And I realized that alcohol had a major impact on my mood when I quit drinking. So I had been sober for like about 2 weeks and everything got a lot better. I was less anxious. I was, my mood was better. And I realized the massive impact that alcohol had on my mental health. Now, I didn't really realize the impact that food had on my mental health. I didn't understand it. And I feel that there's this thing right now in like our culture where we feel like if we start talking about healthy eating that we're like promoting dieting or promoting this that culture. And so as a result, we don't really talk that much about food. And I was of this huge kind of I still am in this body positive movement of like, it doesn't matter what your body looks like, you're welcome to do yoga. But as a result of that, I wasn't really thinking about what I was putting in my body. So I was literally just eating whatever. And it started to manifest in some physical symptoms for me. So I was having a few different inflammatory illnesses all throughout my life. So I was born with psoriasis. So right from like age 1 or 2, and I still do have these like flare-ups where my skin gets really itchy, but it's nowhere near what it used to be. I got childhood migraines when I was 6. I started having bipolar symptoms when I was a teenager. And then in my late 20s, so very recently, I started having acne and it just like got worse and worse. And it was like so hard for me because I was like, my face is like on all this stuff, like I'm on these videos, whenever you have something going on with your face, it just can make you so self-conscious. And so I ended up going to see a naturopathic doctor in Bali just to be like, what's going on with my skin. And I don't know what I thought she was going to tell me. Like, I honestly don't know what I thought was going to be the conversation, but she basically said, it's about the food you're eating, which like blew my mind because I was like, for all these years, I've been doing these like salicylic acid peels and these, like taking medication. And she just said to me, this is what you need to be doing. Like, these are the things that you need to be reducing. These are the things that you need to be adding in. And I did a 7-day fast and my acne like totally cleared. It was so crazy. And from there, I noticed these huge shifts in my mental health as well. And I took mood stabilizing medication for a long time. I'm not saying that I think they're wonderful tools, but for me, as soon as I had this big diet shift, I ended up stopping taking the medication completely. And so I've been off the mood stabilizers for I think it's been 6 months now. And so for me, changing how I eat has been revolutionary. Now I'm studying to become a health coach. And I immediately after 1 month into this whole thing, I was like, I need to learn about this because I realized I know nothing about it at all. So I'm midway through my program. I'm only halfway through the program. I'm not yet a certified life coach. And I'm not yet a certified health coach. But I do want to say, if you do have any of those like health things where you're really curious about something going on with you, I would recommend going to a naturopath and going to a qualified doctor who can guide you in that. This is my cat's tail, by the way, because I'm not a doctor who can advise you on any of those things. I just want to share my experience and where my passion comes from. So when I started my health coaching course, one of the things that the school talked a lot about was eating the rainbow, which is eating lots of different colors of vegetables, and the value of home cooking. And so that's what I want to share with you today. And we're going to dive into it in a moment. But before we get into that, I'm going to jump us forward. And my question is for all of you is, what's your name? Where are you in the world? And what interests you about this presentation? And I'm just going to stop the recording so that, like, how do I not see where to stop the recording? There we go. Pause the recording. There we go. Okay, so, all right, we kind of did a KWL already. We talked a little bit about what interested us, so I'm gonna jump past that. So why is it important to eat the rainbow? So this is a new concept to me from when I started my health coach training. So when I was young, I was always just told that you should eat fruits and vegetables. But the thing about that, eating fruits and vegetables is great, but then you often end up just going to the same ones over and over again. So like I grew up with carrots and celery. Those were like the vegetables that we had in the house. And so those were the same ones that I ate all the time. And this concept of eat the rainbow, I had never heard of before. I used to think it was like related to Skittles, because I think they actually use that in Skittles, like eat the rainbow. But having different colorful plant-based foods, that gives us a big amount of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. And when our plates have lots of white foods, which are often depleted of nutrients, brown foods, so like overcooked or fried foods, and yellow foods, which are high in processed carbohydrates, it might be a sign that we are lacking the phytonutrient power that our body needs to nourish or heal itself. So the reason why eating the rainbow, I think it just started to rain, right? Yeah, it just started to rain, right? As I was like, it's beautiful weather. It's never raining here. So eating the rainbow, basically what it refers to is having a huge mix of colors on your plate. So not just carrots or celery, but trying to have the full rainbow of Roy G. Biv: red, orange, yellow, blue, violet, indigo, green. And the reason why it's so beneficial to have such a big mix of these colors on your plate is that there are different minerals and there's different vitamins in the different colors of fruits and vegetables. And so when we make sure that we have a mixed plate with all these different colors, then we're getting lots of different vitamins and minerals in our body to help ourselves heal from illness, to recover, and to support our mood and our mental health and our physical health and our well-being. So there's also some scientific benefits of eating the rainbow. So eating the rainbow can help us with chronic disease risk being reduced. So a lot of phytonutrients in fruits and vegetables have anti-inflammatory benefits, and they can decrease the risk of chronic diseases, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, dementia, and more. It also supports with our gut health. So the polyphenols found in fruits and vegetables contribute to a healthy gut by modulating the gut microbial balance. And the healthy gut is the key to immune system function. And so this for me was something that I really didn't understand for a long time, is like our gut is really connected to our mood and our brain. It's this gut brain connection. And so what you're eating and what you're putting inside your tummy is actually connected to your mood. And this was something that I didn't understand. And having a healthy gut can also help with our immune system for more than just our mental health, our physical health as well. It can also be a nice way to add more variety to what we're eating, which keeps our meals interesting, and try new foods. And it can increase our nutrient intake. So eating more fruits and vegetables is always a good idea, but having this variety of colors can increase the intake of key nutrients for different areas of your health. So each color that we eat has a different set of disease-fighting compounds, and having that array of vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals means that we can fill in any nutritional gaps that can help us from feeling our best. And it can also really help with our psychological well-being, as I've mentioned already. So that for me has always been my priority. And I really emphasize this because I think it's really important that for me, it's always been about mental health. And I don't want to be promoting this diet culture sort of weight loss goal here in the community. But for me, it's just been about improving my well-being. So there's a study that people who have a variety of fruits and vegetables for 13 consecutive days had an increase in curiosity, an increase in creativity, greater flourishing in their daily life. They had an improved ability to perform cognitive tasks, and that's been associated with eating the rainbow. So it's pretty amazing. So what are some ways that we can start to eat the rainbow? So you don't want to overwhelm yourself by feeling like you have to have this plate with all these different things going on overnight. I think if you set too high goals, sometimes it can sort of stress you out. And so you can gradually start by just having 2 or 3 different colors at each meal, at least one at every snack. And combining small amounts of several colors is actually better than just having one big serving of one color. So I try to have small amounts of all these different colors on one plate. And when you're making changes, try to start small and make manageable and sustainable changes. So one phrase that we use a lot in my health coaching program is to crowd things out. And what they really mean by that is not decreasing or not depriving yourself of things that you want to eat, but instead crowding yourself out by starting with a rainbow plate of plant-based foods. And then when you fill yourself up on all these rainbow fruits and vegetables, you might be less hungry or have less cravings for other things. And you don't have to eat every single color every day, although I try to, but you want to at least have every color in a week, basically. And another thing you can do is switch things up. So I think I'm at least super habitual. I don't know if you
to this, but I'll shop in the same grocery store. I'll pick the exact same carrots or the exact same brand of whatever. And there's actually so many different varieties of different fruits and vegetables that sometimes we don't get curious enough about. So you can get carrots that are different colors, like purple and white. We got a bag of carrots at my mom's house that had yellow and orange and all these different colors in it. You can also find cauliflower. I have to tell you, I was with Kristen and Sarah from our community, and we found purple cauliflower in the grocery store, and we literally were Googling, is this real? Because we thought it had been actually died. Oh no, frozen. Can you all hear me? Can you guys all hear me? It seems like my internet is cutting out a little bit.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. It seems like my internet is cutting out. I'm sorry about that. It's part of the realities of living in Bali. So having that different diversity. So what I was saying about the purple cauliflower was that I was with Kristen and Sarah, and we saw a purple cauliflower. We were making a stir fry, and we actually got out our phones and Googled if it was real, because we had never seen purple cauliflower before, and we thought it had been artificially dyed, but it's actually real. And by mixing up these different kinds of fruits and vegetables, we can give us a different diversity of phytonutrients. And we also want to think a little bit about the way we prepare our food. Okay, so the last tip that I had about starting to eat the rainbow is that you don't have to do it alone. So shopping with a friend can be really fun. And I did this with my mom when I was home in Canada. We had so much fun going around the grocery store and looking for, like I said to her, we have to get every single color. And so we were looking for random different vegetables and making different combinations. So doing it with a friend like myself and Sarah and Kristen, I think we had so much fun and made such memories cooking together instead of like, we could have just gone out to a restaurant. But having those experiences together is really fun and makes really good memories. So you could go with a friend, you could make a dinner party together where you cook together, and then also, you know, ask questions about the different fruits and vegetables. And one of the things that Drew Ramsey spoke a lot about in his book was making local connections, like going to the farmer's market, doing a potluck, just finding ways that you can make eating enjoyable, because the most important thing is just having fun while you're doing it. So that is my presentation. I want to stop the presentation now and just see if anyone has any questions for me or any thing they want to share. Just stop the screen share.